So right over here, you can see we have our NSEA Protector cooking. I got my final blueprints this afternoon, about 3 hours ago. So we're going to finish this puppy up and take it for a little spin. It's so pretty. Looks just like the movies. Could I repeat the answer to your question, Bel Air? She only works on isolytic damage, so she's only good against like 2 or 3 hostiles. If you're grinding them, sure, use Pelia below deck. If you're just out there killing like FKR hostiles, well then no, she's not doing anything for you. But there is our NSEA Protector. New hazards in the systems. Doing some mining. Yay! The Omega 13 device. Activate the Omega 13 device by selecting your ships or target players and defy death. Complete research to increase the amount of hull health your ship survives with the battle. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. First things first. Let's go find our ship. NSEA Protector. So we're starting off. This is an Explorer. This is a G4 Epic. It's a hybrid ship. It's got 15 tiers to it, so it's going to cross over into G5 material somewhere along the way, probably around tier 7, tier 8. As far as like warp range and stuff goes, we're starting out at 10 million hull health. Impulse speed is decent at 230. Warp range at 236 as well. Decent cargo capacity, but not great. And as far as upgrading it goes, well, the ship itself takes 4-star common materials, and it also takes these beryllium spheres. Now, those beryllium spheres you can obtain from your Mirror Universe Refinery. Oh, we'll look at that in a second, too. Those are in the new refinery, the Liquid Omega Trillium store. Now that I've built the ship, I get these 2 additional claims. We'll get to those in a second. If you kill the hostiles in the space, and we've demonstrated that it is technically possible to do that, you know, you can get in, get like 1 or 2 kills before the hazard kills you in those systems without having the NSEA Protector. We've done that before on the stream. There's a video of it on YouTube if you want to watch. That gives you the raw Omega, and then you can come in here and you can convert that into a few things, including getting your beryllium spheres right here. You get 8,000 of them per pull. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this stuff because I didn't do this yet today. I get a little free liquid Trillium D for my trouble. Awesome. This is more of the Omega stuff. We get some Omega mirror dust. We also get the refit towards the ship is another thing that you can pull with these materials. That's just going to boost the Omega 13's ability. And then over here, if you recall, are those 4 outdated primes that they're now giving you a free-to-play path to start sourcing. Now that you have this ship, you're guaranteed to get a higher amount, and then there's also a possibility of getting extras. So this speeds this along just a little bit, which might make it, instead of taking like 3 months to get the thing, you might cut that down significantly, and we're going to keep an eye on this to see how these change. I'm sure there are charts of this, but how these change as the ship tiers up. How often do I think I'll use the Protector ability, that Omega 13 thing? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Probably once or twice here and there, but nothing else. Also now I get another daily claim where I get premium rift keys and additional vouchers and have a chance at a second wave. Let's look at the info button on this. It's a 10% chance for additional keys. No, wait, I'm sorry, I'm down here. 5% chance to get additional premium keys and a 10% chance for additional mirror vouchers. So I'm guaranteed to get 1 entry and 1 premium rift every day. Is this a daily thing? I guess it's a daily thing. We'll find out. Yep, it's a daily thing. And then I had a 5% chance to get more of these and a 10% chance to get more of those. I'll hold my breath waiting for that to happen. Okay. Well, let's go just take a peek at our ship ability here. Damage versus mirror universe. Hostiles by 5,000% and the mining rate of raw trillium by 540,000%. That's at level 1. I do want to pop over here to stfc.space so we can just sort of see how this scales up real quick. NSEA Protector. So we're starting at 1 through 5. These are all staying the same, so it's not until you get to the next level of a tier up that you're shifting. So when I get to tier 2 and level this up to level 6, it'll become a 10,000% damage bonus, and then 20,000 and 30,000 as you level it up. So significant damage bonus against the mirror universe hostiles should make grinding, if that's how the the path you're going to go, a lot better. Also, your mining rate starting out at 540,000 of a bonus, and then that's going to go up to 560. And then at tier 3, we go to what, 2.5 million? Yeah, that's going to jump to 2.5 million at tier 3, which is a pretty drastic increase, especially because at that tier, you're still just using common parts, tier 1 to 3. You haven't actually invested anything really in it yet. So let's go ahead. It's a shame. I wish I had thought about this sooner, because here I'm going to spend some ship XP. I could have saved myself a little trouble with that event we had going on here. What's up, Iron Fister? That's a real person. I met him. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's kick in some of this stuff. We have the beryllium spheres. We have the beryllium spheres. What's up, GP? So we're going to kick this up a notch. Please don't sue me. I just said it once. I'm allowed to say it once. Alright, so we moved it up to tier 2. As always, whenever you tier up faction ships, or these types of ships... Oh, hang on. Go. Oh my. Oh my. Now we know where he's been all day. What's up, Moopsy? Hope your nap was good and you're feeling better. As I was saying, he's re-energized. Look out. Don't forget to go into your MU refineries and things like that after you level up and see what's changed here. So now we go check out more liquid. Yep, I get another free claim here. I get more liquid trillium because now I'm up to tier 2. What's up, Scribbler? You feeling better yet? Force of nature, absolutely. Naps are a magical thing. They really are. All right, so now our refinery options increased. We can get additional dust. I'm going to take the beryllium spheres first so I can keep leveling up the ship here. I mean, mirror dust is always good, right? We'll get more of this stuff so I can do more research. And just because I'm curious, see, now the prime particles have increased slightly. Now we're up to, 5 a day and possible chance of getting 2 extra. So, it won't take, like I said, now we're shaving some time off of some of these things. And I honestly wouldn't even start pulling these until I've leveled up the ship further. the other side of the country, Mr. Gun Show. Each raw omega refine gives you 5 chests. Yes. When you do your raw omega, it gives you enough to do 5 pulls of your liquid omega. So you can technically go 1, 2, 3, 4, and a prime. You can skip something over here and do 2 primes if you want to. You can double down on the mirror dust or the omega dust or something if you want to do more of that research faster. There's plenty of ways to sort of manipulate this stuff a little bit with your liquid Trillium refinery here. Which is also tied to the Protector, so I should probably go get some of that and then come back before I take it up any further. So let's go do that. Let's go do that. Let's kick this up and take it all the way up to 10. Which of those primes am I most interested in? I'm pretty sure none of them when I looked at them. I'm pretty sure I looked at them and thought these are all so outdated that the values that they give you aren't worth anything anymore. For me, at least. You know, if you're a player in your 30s, if you're a player in your low 40s, some of them might still have value to you if you're a newer player to the game. If you've been playing the game for a while and you've made a lot of progress, probably not going to see as much value in that kind of stuff. All right, let's finish. We got our levels up. We're up to level 10. Let's roll out. By the way, Moopsy, thank you for the bits earlier, playing the sound alert. It's weird, though. If anybody's ever seen the movie The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy from the 80s, the bad guy in the movie, his name is Moompsy, and Eddie Murphy walks around the movie half the time going, "Oh, my brother Moompsy," because he's just taunting him because he knows he can't do anything in public. It's actually the guy who played Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones is the villain in that movie. But every time I hear his name and I want to say his name, I always think, I know I'm totally showing my age, of course. And it's not like it was like a big movie either. You know, it's like he's coming off of like 48 Hours in Beverly Hills Cop, and it's like, wow, Eddie Murphy can just make anything, right? And it'll be good. People will go see it. And it's like, yeah, it's the Golden Child. It's not, yeah, it's not, you know, spectacular. All right, let's go. Let's go kill some stuff. Awesome. Now, where do I take this thing? That's the good question. I don't know how good it is. I don't want to go hit 58s just yet. Maybe we'll go up to Meluria. Maybe we'll go up here. See, because these guys still drop Trillium A. We don't care about that. I want to get into the rift space. You guys hit the 48s with that issue? Okay, yeah, so we're gonna go up to Meluria and we're gonna try some 48s. Because again, it is only tier 2. We haven't tiered it up all the way. I just want to get some so I can cycle through the refinery before I tier it up again. That's like a Ric Flair woo. Absolutely. Woo! I don't want to do it. I'll blow your eardrums out. Okay. So let's see what we're getting here. Now it's showing me like I have a hazard bar, but the Protector's supposed to be immune to hazards, so I shouldn't be taking any damage from those. So these are going fairly well here. We're killing a decent amount of them. We're picking up some of this raw Trillium. What do I need for the refinery? Like how many of these things, how many of these low-level ones would I have to kill? this one. I need 3,500. Okay. And these guys are giving me, well, it says 30, but I have a loot bonus research, right? So I had 600, 750. So I'm getting about 150 a kill. So it's still like 20 plus kills that I'd have to do in order to have enough to do a pull. Okay. What's going on, Max? Are you quoting DJ now? By the way, DJ's not streaming tonight. His kids have sporting events. Plus, I'm sure he's still feeling a little bit like death from the weekend. All right, we'll go ahead. That's your quote? He stole it from you? Okay. So let's take some of this stuff, and then we'll hit the extraction point. Noob question, the faction locks are 10 million and the next is 1 billion? Yes, it's 10 million, 1 billion, and 15 billion. And then 500 billion is the last one if you're, uber whale. DJ needs time to prepare. He's doing a show all about Fleet Commander Lorca. That was Tuesday's show, and he went on for about 4 hours. I mean, it's DJ, so Squirrel. What? Oh, oh yeah, we were talking about Lorca. But yeah, that was his stream on Tuesday, the entirety of which you can watch in all of its glory on his YouTube channel. All 4 hours and 12 minutes, 13 minutes of it. Aloha, Dr. Iron Chef, and good evening. And thank you very much for renewing your subscription for month number 13 now, which actually, just in the nick of time, kicks us into a level 4 hype train. Thank you. Ooh, we're running low on health. I could test out my Omega 13 device, but I think I'm just going to take my extraction rift and go home. What's up, Rico? Rico, you just got gifted a sub earlier. You're now a subscriber. I could mine for a few minutes. I guess I could. I still had 21 minutes left. I could have gone mining. That's a good point. Hypodermic's asking, if you Omega 13, do you get back the material in your cargo hold? What about in PvP? I think it's basically just supposed to rewind the clock, right? And just put you right back exactly where you were, as if you never died. You just kind of lose the hull health. You only come back to life with a limited amount of hull health. But everything else is supposed to, from what I understand, just go back to the way it was. Yeah, you don't lose any cargo or anything like that. Yeah, we're gonna get into the mining in a second here. Let's go do our mirror universe. Let's do our raw Omega here. Make sure we get that done. And then let me just make sure I claimed all the ones over here that I wanted to. I guess we'll take another refit, because sure, why not? And then we'll skip over those. Okay, now we're going to tier it up one more time. If you were at full cargo and someone takes all your cargo and you Omega 13, do both of you have the cargo? I don't know. That is a very good question. All right. I think I have enough to get this to tier 3. So let's go ahead and do that. Don't forget the Taylor ham. If you're from North Jersey, it's Taylor ham. If you're from South Jersey, it's pork roll. Because Taylor ham is a brand name, whereas pork roll is the more generic item. They're both, I mean, yes, Taylor ham is the preferred choice, which is why you ask for it by name if it's available. but I've had some other brands that are just as good, if not better. So I am not a pork roll snob. I will happily enjoy it, no matter what the name on the box says. DeMarco increases isolytic damage against the chimeras, but the isolytic damage doesn't count towards the damage SLB. Correct. That is correct. GP, thank you for the 100 bits earlier, too. I appreciate that. And Nevin, thank you for renewing your subscription for 12 months. Got a little lost there for a second with some of the other stuff coming through. All right. Let's finish up this tier up. All right, so we were right here. We were at 10,000 damage bonus, 560,000. And when we were looking at stfc.space, at tier 11, or at level 11, these things go up pretty drastically. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. Unlike some of the other ships, it's locked by the, within the tier. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 all have the same bonus. So just make sure you get that first level, and you can kill stuff and get the regular ship XP normal. But before, I was at 10,000. Now I'm at 20,000. Before, I was at 560,000 mining speed. Now I'm at 2.5 million mining speed. We're going to mine some stuff. First things first, we want to make sure we get that cargo bay up, because what is my cargo capacity at right now? We're up to 2.6 million. Okay. That's a good number. Let's get it up. Oh, it was 2.5. Now we're up to 2.6 million. So we like that. Let's get our warp speed up. What else can we do in here? I can get most of... See, now we're starting to use real materials on some of these. Let's do the mining laser. Max throwing in another 100 bits. I appreciate that. And that we did wrap up our hype train, by the way. So now people may have an additional emote. It looks like a little kitty cat. That's cool. But thank you, everyone, who sponsored people or added their own subscription. I very much appreciate that. All right, now we're going to go back, and we're going to try and kill something a little bit bigger. But I don't want to mess around. Oh, we can also go back into our... Now that I've tiered it up, right? We tiered it up. So now we've got another refinery in here. It's 3,700 now. So we got to go back and get some more stuff. And if we come back over here, Just Q, thank you for the 25 bits. Now I'm getting more liquid Trellium D for free every day. And I can do all of these over again. Get some more dusts. Get some more dusts. Get some more beryllium spheres to help level up the ship. And we'll keep working towards that refit. You missed the hype train? You did. You just missed it. Just barely. Denver Stone says the Omega store was designed to not have any currency leftovers. By not spending the currency and tearing up, I think you broke that. Stuck with currency you cannot spend to zero now. Nah, there's enough other stuff between some of these other options here. Like if I really wanted to spend down to zero, I could just spend on some of these things instead. But I think, yes, maybe it'll mess up the values. I don't know. There's always currency left over in this game, so why would that be anything new? But I appreciate what you're trying to say there. John Trek is now following us. Thank you, John Trek. Welcome to the channel. All right, we're going to go back up here to these 48s. I might try and slide over to the 50s too and just see what the difference is there. because the 48s went fairly well. Your dad was a trucker. Awesome. I mean, probably not awesome if he was on the road all the time where you were a kid and it's like, Dad, you coming to my baseball game? And he's like, Son, I'm driving from Colorado to Connecticut. Like, I'll be back in 6 days. Okay, guess not. Like, that's not awesome. But obviously, you know, it is more of an adventurous type job, right? You get to see the country and meet lots of interesting people and go lots of places and bring back all kinds of fun souvenirs. But depending on the length of said routes, could certainly be a challenge. All right, so the 48s are going reasonably better here. Now that I tiered it up a notch, now I'm doing 20,000% damage. So tier 3, we're not really taking a whole lot of damage, right? We're not really taking a whole lot of damage here. We're doing pretty good damage. We're finishing these things off in like 6 rounds. Let's head over to Daiban, which is the level 50 hostiles. I thought they're supposed to have fixed this. You're supposed to be able to just one click and be done. Now we're back to double clicking. All right. You know what? Let's start with one of these guys first. Now, do I have to use this like before I attack the thing? Because that's a significant power jump, but let's see what happens. You have to use it before you attack the thing? Yeah, that took some shields, not so much hull health, but it did take a big chunk of shields down. But we did get a lot more. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about triple the power here, but they're paying out a lot higher amount of that as well. Webster Sponge making an interesting point. Did you really expect something scopely fixed to stay fixed? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. We also have our first mining nodes up here as well. These are raw Trellium A nodes, and these are sizable nodes. 3 million here in hours when I'm mining at, so could easily fill the cargo up pretty quickly. Ooh, we also have one of these guys. Ooh, all right, we gotta hit that. Activate this just in case I die. We're gonna go for this thing. Oh yeah, not even close. That wasn't even close. We're gonna go mine now. How bad did that fight go? I don't have the research. There's research I think you have to do with this, which you can't do until you build the ship. By the way, so that went 3 rounds. I got my ass kicked. Okay, good to know. We're gonna go mine here, and while we're mining, let's go take a look at some of this research. So here in our mirror, once you build the ship, now you can start getting some of this stuff. And you can start using some of your Omega Mirror Dust to unlock some of this stuff. So here's your another crit damage floor. This stacks with the other ones. So if you have the Prime and if you have the X-Borg Favors, which you would have gotten so you could do your NX-01 hostiles, this is an additional one that will give your crit damage floor even higher, making you more successful at doing those loops. It's a prerequisite for everything else, so we're probably just going to have to get that one done soon. And then that'll lead you into this particular one here, which is the one that I would have needed to do that fight, which boosts my isolytic damage dealt to that Mirror Enterprise E when using the Protector by 120,000%. So if I'm doing isolytic damage, which I am with Janeway and Data, it'd be a pretty significant boost, and I probably would have done a lot better in that particular fight. But we don't have a whole lot of that particular dust available. We're going to get some more in a few minutes after we're done mining. Okay, so mining, awesome. Now, Daiban up here has the Trellium A. Where can I, let's go find, work, as long as I'm up here and I'm mining, let's go look for some Trellium D as well. Mining nodes, raw Trellium D. I can find in the Citalaga has it. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just hop up there. Daiban's got it. Citalaga has it. Car has it over here. And then if you get all the way to Tholis, that also has it. So does Zindis, which is out here as well. Okay, so let's just hop up to Citalaga. And let's get some of that. So I can do those. I can do both refineries. Because I do still have 18 minutes to go here. Cars faster? Probably, but extra systems to get there and all. And I don't know what the warp, I think the warp range on that is only 200, so I should have no issues with warp range and getting places, but we'll save that for next time. Obviously, yes, different systems, the further systems do have higher mining rates. As you can see here, these guys, I'm getting 525,000 an hour. I've got 15 minutes left, so we'll call that a quarter of an hour. So I'm still going to walk away with, 140K approximately, so should be fine to do a refinery pull here for at least 140K. We'll let me at least do a single chest pull for with what I already have for 3 days, so that's not bad. And the 200K I pulled from this, let me do several 1-day pulls or a 2-chest pull if I feel so inclined. But statistically speaking, yes, you should always try and get to the nodes with the highest mining rate. You're going to get more value. Oh, also, I forgot about the chests you get for killing those guys. Also give you additional ones. So we can go in here and I can do this now. And now we've got more liquid. More liquid D. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You mine it so fast, you shouldn't have any issue max pulling anymore. That is supposed to be the huge advantage, right? If we look at what I'm mining at here, 525,000 an hour, like even with a Nova, 58,000 an hour. Some of these other mining, my G4 miners are like 40,000 an hour, right? It's not practical for most people to mine with using a standard G4 or G5 mining ship. Maybe like the 58 rares get a little bit better, but for most people, you're not mining it unless you're using a Selkie, and then you're in G6. But now, the NSEA Protector and its mining boost, even at just tier 3, is 10 times faster. Level 11, tier 3, using only common materials to get there, and maybe like 175 to 200,000 beryllium spheres. Mining 10 times faster than a Nova, and it's a tier 5 Nova, so at least it's a decent Nova too. The whip just makes it crazy. The Ferengi whip. What are we talking about with the old Ferengi whip? I don't have the whip because you can only get it by buying it, so. Ferengi energy whip. Boost cargo capacity. Oh, eventually if you get up high enough, you get extra to mining rate. Oh, maybe just more to cargo space. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, because the Ferengi whip here, like you're talking about, the first levels, it's, boosting latinum on the fascia. Not a big deal. But here you're talking about some extra cargo capacity. That's a little bit better. And then obviously more cargo capacity is always better. A little bit to mining rate, not doing anything when you're already adding, 2.5 million. This little bit ain't changing anything. But boosting the regular cargo space a little bit would be helpful. You can also put other officers. I could have different officers below deck too. If I was coming in here just for mining, I would use Data below deck. I would use La'an below deck. Just to make that a little bit better. For sure. What crew am I using for mirror hostiles? Janeway. This is Janeway with Data and Curon, just for speed. You could use Loot Crew if you wanted to with Picard Data. I took Janeway for a little extra defense, especially on the Protector, just because I wanted some type of mitigation. Maybe you could use 5 of 11 instead of Janeway. That way you're getting loot bonus and mitigation. That might also work out better. I haven't exactly, tested crewing options with this particular ship yet. I'm just sort of trying out some of the new mechanics. Hey, Barkman's here. I can end the stream now. Okay, well, you heard it. Pack it up, everybody. Let's go watch Thursday Night Football. Oh, Jets scored. Woohoo! Yay! 7-0. And we got the ball back already. Awesome. How did we score? See, I'm missing the game for you guys. That's how much I love you guys. That instead of watching the game, touchdown pass, Rodgers to Lazard. Okay, little 10-yard pass. Nice. And we got the ball back already. The only game I'd be allowed to leave would be Parisi Squares. Free Swag says, live updates, careful, the NFL might sue you. Well, I'm on Twitch, and I'm looking at another channel on Twitch where the game is being streamed because it's on Prime, and Prime is through Amazon, and Amazon owns Twitch. So really, I'm just reporting their own internal news. So I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Pike Una Data is what Carissa uses. Strange New World Pike plus Una for a little bit of the speed boost, and then Data for some extra damage. Okay. 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Absolutely. I love that game, by the way. I love that game. Phenomenal. Content aggregation. That's a fun term. I like that too. Yusufer, first time being here. Welcome on in. You just bought the level 15 upgrade pack. Was wondering if there is a level 20 upgrade pack. I don't know. Because any of that stuff would be new additions to the game and things that they've added recently, and I don't have an account that's low to see that stuff anymore. So I can't answer that question. If anybody has recently restarted an account, might be able to help you out there. How much did you pay for the level 15 upgrade pack? Was that like a $20 pack? To be honest, they give you so much early resources, you don't really need to buy stuff in the early stages of the game. The Battle Pass gives you a lot of resources these days, and some of the events do. The missions haven't been updated ever, right? They're still using the text and payouts from day one. So missions are absolute garbage in terms of payouts for things. But the Battle Pass gives out a significant amount of resources. And even like some of your 6 and 12-hour events will give you a decent amount of materials as well. I know Scopely hates it when I tell new players not to spend money on the game because that's where they make all their money is from people who don't know better. But I feel like that's kind of my mission is to educate the public that there are so many ways to advance in this game without spending any money. So, Carissa currently has an Ops 19 account, does not see a level 20 pack. Well, thank you for at least sharing and confirming that. Hypodermics is wondering when did I update the ship hull to turn red when low? It's because I'm in a hazard system that it's doing that and it's showing. Ben, you're free. It's your money, man. You spend it however you want. Absolutely. They absolutely can do that. You spend it's your money. You do what makes you happy. You do what does enhances your gaming experience. And if buying some packs makes you enjoy playing the game more, you go for you. You're just trying to get into the VIP Discord. It's what, $3,000 a month for 3 consecutive months, I think is the current valuation. Last time I heard. All right, so mining here. We're just about done mining. We've only got a couple minutes left before it kicks us out. But we're obviously we mined at a good rate, and we like that. And we'll get enough materials to do that. We're not obviously going to tier the ship up. And it'll take a couple days to get the refinery options in, but this should make your whole mirror universe grinding go. Obviously, this is the component that you need to take the ship up beyond tier 6. So when you get to G5, because my ops level is high enough, I guess I can just claim this now. Unlike some other ships, I guess how many of them do I need? You know, unlike the Gorn Eviscerator down here, where you have to buy 8 components for each level to tier the ship up. It looks like up here, you just claim one of them and move it up, I guess. But we should get out of here in just a second, about 145K. So Brett says if they want my silence, they can pay for it like any other good Don. There you go. All right, so that was our first little test run here with our Protector. I feel like those runs went fairly decently. Obviously, it's going to take a little while for me to get the Omega Mirror Dust. I think for those events that so the only research that you can do in here without having the ship is this one right here for the warp range, which I've already done a couple levels of because it was the only way to spend for the SMS or SLB events that we were having last month and earlier this month. Or earlier this month, whenever these came out. So I'd had already spent a little bit to boost my warp range. Now I obviously have to go back and do some of this stuff too. Do we have any other like dust events left on the calendar? I mean, it's the end of the month, right? So there really shouldn't be any of these events left. I don't think we have anything else revolving around dust. What's up, Elvden? Those of you who don't know, Elvden just started streaming himself. Refresh my memory, UK-based streamer? Yeah, so if you're looking for somebody to listen to during the day, go on over and give him a follow and check out his stream. Just getting started. Speaking of other things that I learned during this weekend, chatting, we're live streaming Friday with Rev and the group. Rev pointed out that my stream is one of the best streams that you can watch during work because, well, I don't usually yell and scream and I don't curse and swear. And having the, the rain and the water running and the birds chirping in the background is kind of peaceful and relaxing. And his moderator slash minion, Emily Rosa, commented that my stream is the only one that she can watch in bed. Now, I know she meant it as it's the relaxing kind where, there's not a lot of sound alerts and things like that all going off or, music melting your face off and yelling and screaming, but you do read into that however you want to. Belair's not happy, not effing happy, I don't effing swear. There you go. We try and keep it PG-13. I might slip one in here and there, but, prime work time in APAC. I mean, even if you watch the stream, like if you miss the stream tonight and you're like, what am I going to watch tomorrow morning when I'm at work? Like you can watch last night's stream if you missed it and just run it back for an hour or two and catch up on some stuff and, not be completely distracted. Yeah, I know. For the love of Mike, what's going on here? I'm like the, network television version of your favorite movie when they put in all the bad ad libs. Oh, hey, what's up, my friend? It's like, that's not what Samuel L. Jackson said. He did not say my friend. So, I have not seen The Big Lebowski on. I haven't seen The Big Lebowski in years. I definitely haven't seen it on regular TV. I do know TBS used to run it all the time. You would enjoy Samo more if there were 90% less stickers and noise alerts. Yeah, that's the hard balance, right? Between you want to do something that's let people be creative and interactive with you as the streamer and engaging, and stickers and sound alerts and things like that are a way to do it. They're also a revenue generator because usually people have to like buy stickers or convert bits into sound alerts. So it is a way to make a little extra money each stream. So maybe also a reason why people do more of that stuff because it's revenue generation. Um, for me, I'm a little bit just I'm a low key guy. I'm not a I'm enough personality for me. I'm all the personality I can handle. Um, I don't need to I don't need to add on top of that. So, all right, let's see what else we can. Do I have enough materials? I mean, it's only a little bit of 4-star, right? And it's only for a couple of parts. 15, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, I could take it up one more tier. Let's take it up one more tier. Let's take it up one more tier. We're wasting a little bit of 4-star gas. I freely admit that. I also don't care right now. I want to play with my new shiny toy. All right, so now we're into all of these requiring, not all of them. Okay, let's do that one. That's not requiring stuff. Let's get some more shield health. We like shields. We like armor. Let's get some of that. And now we're out of currency. Okay. How did I get enough of the beryllium ones? So I was already farming it because I was already getting the liquid trellium, the omega trellium, um, by basically just flying up there, killing like one or two hostiles before the hazard killed me. So I could able to keep doing this for the last month before I had the ship built. So that way I would have plenty of stuff when the time came to actually use it. So now we get some more liquid Trillium D. It's harder to do in the 40s. It's a lot harder to do in the 40s. You just don't get enough per kill and things like that. In G5, you can do it a little bit better. Omega Dust, we need some more of this, so we're going to double up on that one. And let's take some more of this dust too, because we like mirror researches. That's a single pull. There's 14k more spheres. Awesome. That was in Mirror Breen, yes. There is a video on my YouTube channel, which I'll go find real quick. Where I do go through all that. Getting Omega, Gorn, getting Omega. Yeah, there's this one. I would like to get a shareable link, please. So that's the video where I demonstrate how I basically ninja stealthily sneak into, kill 1 or 2 hostiles before the hazard blows me up, and then I get to come back here and actually have enough to do this raw Omega Trillium turn-in. I tried it on my free-to-play account with my G4 Pylum. I didn't get anywhere near enough. I would have had to do like 4 or 5 trips to get enough to even do 1 refinery pull. It was just like, this just isn't worth the trouble. I'll have to check that out. Cookie says that my stream is very pleasant to listen to. Thank you. Informative. Thank you. To the point, sometimes. And really keep it real with Scopely's nonsense at times. Well, yes, I try about that. Please don't change a thing about the stream. I feel that will make you stand out from all the other streamers that stream STFC. I'm not planning on changing my stream. Again, you know, this is me being me, and this is who I am, and you have to be authentic in what you're creating. It's one of the things I learned. I was reminded of. I knew this already, but it was sort of very much reiterated listening to all of the actors at all of these panels. The very common thing that came up when they were all asked questions about, like, how did you create your character, and being a legacy character, like, for the Strange New World people, like, how did you feel like you had? Well, I had to be authentic to me and to the role and to what I was bringing to the role. I couldn't stand up there and try and be Leonard Nimoy. That wasn't going to work. So I gotta be me. This is me. This is who I am. So, but thank you for saying so. I appreciate that. Authenticity is overrated. Just fake is the way to be. I mean, it'll get you places. It'll get your foot in some doors sometimes, and absolutely. Switch this up a little bit. Let's put 5 of 11 in here instead of Janeway. Let's throw 5 of 11 in there. Also, I need to move Hugh. That should probably make a difference too. But let's go back and let's try another little run here. Changing the ISS to the survey. I don't know if that had any impact on, or if that was the intention behind it. Certainly is a good question. I know it does help it stand out more. Since the only way you could really differentiate it would be to see by the level number, because it's a level 50 or a level 60 ship. But in certain systems, they're all level 50 ships, and you might miss out on that. Are we going back up here? You know what? Yeah. Well, this damage bonus here works against any mirror universe hostiles, right? So we could probably do some serious grinding in some of these other systems too, but we're gonna go back up here. Let's use our Omega 13 device. It's going to take most of my materials. Let's give it a try. We did a little bit of damage. These guys are too big. Okay, good to know. Pofi, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. Now these are the same here, 525 for the Trillium D, which is what I was getting last time. I don't have the warp range to make it to any of the other further systems, so not a better mining rate here. I could have looked that up on stfc.space, to be honest. But since I'm already here, let's just set it and forget it, and we'll grab 20 minutes worth of Trillium D. So, what crew did I use? I honestly don't remember. It was probably a speed crew because you only have like every 5 seconds. You're dead in 10 seconds. So you really only have time for like 1, maybe 2 hits if there's 2 guys close enough to the entrance when you warp in, and you got to move fast. So help me help you. Help me help you. If your hazard kills you, do you lose the cargo? Fun fact: no, you do not. If a hostile kills you, you lose the cargo. If the hazard kills you, you get to keep everything. So, what do you do with Syndicate XP in the faction stores? Allegedly, you can keep claiming it and collecting it, and it will just accrue. And then when they ever do move the cap, you'll already have it built up. So even though, you know, there'll be nothing to the next level, because it's as far as it can go, allegedly, it's supposed to just keep accumulating in the background. So when they say, oh, now we've added 5 more levels, and whatever it is here, now it takes, 1,000,000 more to get here, it'd be like, well, I already been claiming for the last 3 months, so I actually already have that. So 46 is done, and I'm halfway to 47. But that's what they say. When does the Alliance Syndicate start? So you're talking about this Emerald Chain thing. This starts with the Alliance Tournament events, which start next week. Also, fun fact, random Nashville story. I had conversations with several of the people from Scopely, including Beck, and they all emphatically deny that this is not intended to be her. I said, okay, it's totally her. First off, scaling wise, it's a short person with short hair and very similar facial features. And we all know Beck likes plants, and plants are green. So whether, she approved it or anyone discussed it with her, didn't discuss it with her is what it sure sounds like. Somebody in the design team apparently has a little crush on Miss Beck and thought, well, if we need to add a new character in the game, like I know who I'm going to be drawing, and drew themselves a Baxter, and there she is. But she's like, why does everybody keep saying that? I'm like, have you looked at the character? It's like looking in a mirror. It's totally you. But she insists it was never intended. Nobody approached her and said, "Hey, we want to put you in the game." It's just a, uh, you know, as far as she's concerned, it's a coincidence, and people are reading too much into it. I don't see how you couldn't read that into it. I was like, do I have to pull this up and like hold it to you side by side and take a picture? Like, this is totally you. Somebody give me a tablet. But Alliance tournament events are coming back next week, and then people should be able to start sourcing currency for this and for the league stuff over here. And then we'll get the store opened back up, and then we can start actually making progress in this whole sequence of events. Oh yeah, that's 1,000%. If Beck was cosplaying as a Orion and actually had the green paint on, by the way, there was a girl at the con who was dressed as Tendi, and she did paint herself green. I was going to try and ask her if she had any more paint so we could put it on Griffin, but that did not happen. He would not have worn it. He would have gotten very angry. We would have had to get him too drunk to notice. Does she admit it looks similar to her? She was denying. She was like, I don't know why everybody thinks this looks like me. We're like, because it looks just like you. How do you not see that? You look at yourself every day. How do you not notice this? Yeah, she insisted we were reading too much into it. Maybe it's like how people think their voice sounds weird to them. This is very true. When I hear my voice in my head and when I'm talking to you guys right now, and when I listen to it played back, like when I'm editing some of my videos and stuff, to me, I sound very, very different. Did I see Jayla? I did see Jayla. She was very shy. She was very, very shy. I don't think she was part. She might have been part of the cosplay contest, but I know DJ tried to interview her, and she was like, I can't talk and answer questions and like be on camera." Uh, she wanted no part of that. That could be. Oh, that's interesting. Hypodermics. When you speak, you also have bone conduction going on, but when you hear, it's only air. So I feel a vibration in my jaw is changing the sound of my face as I'm projecting this noise. So that's interesting. Science.